Hi friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Railway Empire. I've got a random breakdown. That's typical. You know, you go for a startling introduction and your train breaks down somewhere, but never mind that. We're going to crack on. Coming into the station now is my first load of various bags of something and some logs, because that's a good thing. Yeah, last time around we built out a reasonable amount of kind of starter materials here, and we're cracking on with this first scenario. We're going to try and complete as much of it as possible before the time ticks out, or whatever the time is likely to do. Thank you very much. Some cash. The cash situation's pretty good. I noticed something a moment ago that I want to rectify immediately. We want to stick a signal on here, just a regular everyday kind of a signal. No, you hold that and then you flick it like that and you do this, like that. There we go. That's what we want. Go back to work. Yeah, basically this chap was waiting for my passenger service from North Plate, which is it's up there somewhere. Waiting for that to go through before we could crack on. Anyway, that's all going fine. Let's have a look at the task list. Yes. Right, so we've got to deliver goods, cattle to Denver and meat to Cheyenne. Now this, the 150,000 people in my network, that will just happen. I'm certain of it while we press on. But we're not going to do that unless we press on. So stay tuned until after the intro, where we will be pressing on. Now, I'm struck already by the fact that this is a good-looking game. The level of depth that it's got, I've yet to fully ascertain, but it is most definitely a good-looking game. See, look, now you see he's waiting again because I don't have signals on the other track. So if I were to, you know, do him a favour there, that might sort it out. Then again, it might not. Look, you've got all the time in the world there, Mush. Get it going. I've got double. I mean, I could double track that and make it work, but I don't really know. New quarter. Let's have a look at the quarterly report, which I've enabled foolishly because some numbers make for compelling viewing. Income: 39,000 from freight, 67,000 from passengers, 19,000 from mail. I think you can probably read this for yourself. Q3, we were significantly up on that, but we made 900 grand in bonuses last time. We didn't make any this time round. Unfortunate. 7 days worth of breakdowns, 499 package, and everything's looking dandy. So it cost us 28,000 to run for the month, for the quarter. Beg your pardon. While we made 270 grand. So 250,000 plus. Solid. That's good. Now, what I was saying is I've got this double tracked. So if I were to, I don't know, we could come in here and then out the other way, I suppose. Possibly. Let's do that. And then if we stick another signal on the other side, I'll revise this later because it's not very clever. And then we stick that on this side. That'll just take care of business in the interim. It will at least allow this fella to get on with his work without constantly being hammered by some passenger train that's still broken down in the middle of nowhere. Right, okay, cattle. Now there is a ranch just over there. Do we have any alternatives? No, not so as you'd notice. So we're going to connect this ranch up, and we'll do that. We'll do that first. So let's get me station on the go here. We'll get it as far away from the ranch as possible. Now that slows down loading speed, but here's the thing: is the majority of the time, whatever train it is I run down here is going to be consumed with the journey. Not the fact that it might have to spend an extra 5 minutes loading up at the ranch. So that's all good. And then we'll feed it down and we'll peel back onto the track in this double tracked section in order to get into Cheyenne. And then we'll figure out something clever. Actually, let's figure out something clever now. Let's put a train station in Denver. No, you see, I'm defaulting towards transport fever keys, and obviously the game's going, I do not speak transport fever. We are pretending that this game never existed in the first place. They're French, you see. As you all know, the Transcontinental Railroad in the United States was in fact built by the French. Right, now if we head out this way ever so slightly, and then we come back in there. Although I'm not going to do that now. We'll build that, but I'm going to need to tweak this junction that we've got coming in, so that it makes sense. I'll wait for this train to clear through, and then we'll see what we get. Now we've made this a one-way line. I thought I'd made it one way the other way, but evidently that is not the case. It's topping up his supplies, healthy. It's going to cross over onto the other platform, and it's going to whiz back up the other side. Evidently, that's what I set up after all. So it's going to take a minute to do that. So let's have a think about this now. The good news is every time you start tinkering with your track, the game pauses automatically. Remove section, set section. Oh, okay. So if I do, you can't place a demolition marker here. Why not? Why are you being picky about what one can and can't? So if I don't place a demolition marker and just demolish it, flipping heck, how much track did you just remove? Hold on, let me guess. Was it all of it? There you go. Blinks to the camera for effect. Right, well, I don't imagine that I got a refund on any of that. So, cheers. Oh, wow. I'm going to need to be a little bit more careful with that then, huh? Right, anyway, back to business. No. Remember, you have to click, not drag. And then we'll take this up here in a bit of a straightish line. Thank you. Done with that. Right, and then maybe I have to do maybe I'll make some nodes or some such, and it'll delete back to the most recently placed node. Regardless, that one kind of caught me off guard, and as such, I'm now out of pocket. That is displeasing. Anyway, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to build some more track. We'll come in down here, and then we'll merge onto there. There you go. Right, now that looks good, right? But it's woefully impractical. As far as I can tell, you can't... Let's try it and find out. So that's what I'd quite like to do here. And then put a slip switch in the middle. But no, we've not got that. I've been spoiled by the progress of your transport tycoon fever. He's going to be saying so he can't get to where he's trying to go. So I possibly ought to make that connection back again. And it's a long old way as well. I think this is going to leave me out of pocket by a couple $100,000. All because not because the lady loves milk tray, but because the game doesn't like giving you slightly smaller control over what the heck it is you're bulldozing. Right, and we'll whiz that back onto the main line. Okay. Right, that chap should now have every possibility in the world to get out there. Right, this is a terrible junction, and I haven't really got my head around how to make it a less terrible junction yet, but let's leave that on the... What's the problem now? You're broken down. Well, that's perfect. Anyway, I've got my farm connected up. We're just going to have to think about what's the most appropriate Union Pacific. Jolly good. All right. Well, maybe if we just bang some signals on here. Technical, I know. So we'll put one on there, all right, and then we'll put one on here because I want this to be the downward spiral, and then we'll You flip sides, and then you're the upward spiral. Right? It's not conventional, but it should stop everything from being blocked, and that's kind of what we're aiming for. Okay, right. So let's get the that's the Denver run. So I'm going to build a train in Denver because I'm sure that even though there's no specific requirement set, I could look at demands, but I imagine there's enough passenger demand to make it work. There we are. Set up a new line. Denver, Cheyenne. Make it happen. That should just help ease the coffers in a gently upward direction. I seem to have built some kind of trestle here. Honestly, the Americans and their trestling, we'd have carved over here in Europe. We'd have carved a gorge out rather than trestling things. But then it's easier to carve through rock than just to build a little wooden bridge, isn't it? Right, let's do another one. Stop being sarcastic. Get back to work. Right, we'll come in round here, and I don't want to. I want a double track initially, so I've got some queuing space. Careful now. There we are. That's it. And then we'll keep going this way. Actually, the intuitive nature of the track when it's trying to figure out what you're asking of it is actually it's not bad at all. And then we'll work our way onto there, like that. We'll take that. It's another 130 grand. Well, I can afford it. I made $250,000 in the last quarter. It's this is all easy. And then we'll put some signals on here. Signals. One there. And then one there as well. And that should hopefully allow the trains to queue appropriately. The only way that this is going to screw it up, because we've got another signal down here for traffic queuing on. So I think what I might have to do is remove this signal here, assuming there is some clever logic behind any of that. Right, anyway, good. So I can now make deliveries to Cheyenne. I also want to make deliveries to Denver. So what I'll do is I'll run the train out. First time it'll hit Cheyenne, and then we'll come back, and then we'll go out and we'll hit Denver. So I want to put a little Denver route on here as well. So we'll branch off from there. Click, don't drag. There we are. And then we'll plumb ourselves in over here. Now, once I get into playing this in a sandboxy kind of a style, we'll put a little bit more effort in when it comes to laying out something compelling. At the moment, I'm satisfied just to try and make sure it works. Now, I want you on the other side of the track there, Chief. Thank you. Right, let's see if that works. The worst that will happen is that it doesn't work. But this line here should, one would hope, allow me to service the demands both of Cheyenne and Denver in a mission style capacity. So let's buy another one of these, because it's not like I've got a choice in the matter. And then we'll set up a line that goes Kelly, Cheyenne, Kelly, Denver. Activate. Right, now that's made it suitably complicated at Cheyenne. We'll see in relatively short order whether I've made a mess of it or not. Now, when I've played a bit of this before, what I've found is that you end up with one train that just sits stubbornly at the signal, going like, "No, I can't go," and it's because somewhere 250 miles away, you've got a train that is setting off. So signals are pretty essential for setting up blocks of track where you can actually get the job done. Anyway, this one's working. Now, I quite like that the trains are just running as a loco when they're empty, and then they strap on whatever packages they feel are necessary, whatever wagons they feel are appropriate. But I believe from a quick skim of the menu that you can actually lock down what trains will and will not
yes.
transport.
One more
oh, hello.
thing. Your company has also a research department to help you unlock new locomotives and other innovations. Open the research dialogue to find out more about it.
Now, it could just be me, but when we started off, this fella was not trying, was trying to pretend. He was trying to sell us on the fact that he was American. He doesn't even seem to be bothering anymore. Now he's fully embracing the French, and God bless him.
Here
for
you
that.
will find the advances that can be achieved in the current era.
Ooh.
Advances from previous eras are usually already active, but what the future holds, we do not know.
Oh, we do not. Okay, right. So I've got the number 51 Dragon
For each
080.
advance, you require innovation points, which you get automatically each month, and which can be increased in various ways. Now, take a look around here, and then unlock an innovation of your choosing.
Okay.
How about a new locomotive?
How about a new locomotive? A new locomotive would be great. What have we got here? And this is a Rensselaer. Rensselaer? Rensselaer. It's an express loco, tight wheelbase front bogie. Caution is advised on the bends. Okay. And then the Dragon here is the other alternative. It's a freight specialist. Roger that. Or a caboose. Provides a viewing platform for inspecting the train and beds. Increases the bonuses for all employees by 20%. Well, I haven't got any employees at the moment, so let's not bother about that. So do we go express? I mean, that's cheaper. Yeah, let's do it. I want that. Gimme. You need to unlock 3 more innovations. Oh, okay. Well, is this one of them then? Some civilization tech tree you are there, mush. Right. Okay. So we've got the Dragon. Rah. Well, let's put it to work somewhere. Or do we? Well, we do, obviously. But how does
my opponents say
what?
I'm lining my own pockets. These are, of course, hideous lies. And look at it this way. With the profits I'm making, I can invest much more. Jobs, jobs, jobs.
Yeah, okay. So, in the engine shed, we've now got the Dragon, which is this green... Flipping steady on there, mush. I just wanted to look around. Which is this green number. Yeah, a couple of lads on board. Plenty of logs. That's good. Coal. That's what you want. That's what you... Let's do it again. Right. Passenger rating 85%. Reliability 100%. Unlikely. This one, acceleration 122. Tractive power is something... And I like it. Consumption 78%. Obviously, if you get to 100% consumption, you die. So there we go. Now, what's going? Replace locomotives? Yes. Do I want to replace all my locomotives with the new one? No. Suitability, freight, age, all. Train 7. Mixed, no. Express, no. All, or freight. It's saying that everything I've got is a freight train. Alright, well, do it then. There we go, that's that sorted. That was an incredibly unwise thing to do, but I've done it anyway. Because, you know, we're learning, and therefore mistakes are there to be made in order to further your own capabilities when you reach the future. Right. There's Captain Train Time, look. He's pretty excitable. Union Pacific Railroad at full steam, number 51, Dragon 080 hits 34 miles per hour. Feel it. Grand. Okay, what do we got here? Because of the steep incline, the Cheyenne Cook chopping train runs at minimum speed
with a lot
on
of
its
competitors, but if one person really gets on my nerves, then it's that Beatrix Van Pomp. What?
Made up name.
You haven't encountered her yet? Be glad. She takes everyone to the cleaners.
I'll take her to Cheyenne. Right, okay, well, look, it's rattling along. That's splendid, even though, I mean, it's a bit cloudy at the moment, but that's nice anyway. So there we go, nice big load there into Cheyenne. Wakes up the entire town with his egregiously loud whistle. Okay, good. Now, we're making some cash. That's splendid. What? Ah, here we go. This is a good test of this signalling. We'll see how badly wrong I've got it. He's in, he's out, he's at the signal. Now, it could just be me, but I reckon you can go. Really? I think you can. I think you can probably go. There's a spare platform down there. Go on. Fetch. There's another one here. Look, he's coming in. This one's going to come out. Let's see what happens when this one leaves. And this is what I mean by the likelihood that signalling would fox me, at least initially. Hold on, I don't think you can do that there, Gov. Yeah, just a... Oh, no, you can. I double-tracked because I'm wise. Right, you're through. That's good. Has that one got? That one's gone. That's good. And you're just sat there like a lemon. Less good. All right, I definitely need...
Cheyenne is becoming a major railroad hub.
It is.
And the credit is all ours.
Mine. You had nothing to do it with it, Johnny. This was all down to me. I made the magic happen here. You were just a bystander. Okay, yeah. I need to figure out how to make this work. If I were to blend this on a little bit quicker, I could make like an up lane and a down lane for some of this stuff. Because having multiple signal paths is not doing me any favours at the moment. Although, that said, there aren't any more signals down there, are there? So I could at least put one... I've already got one on there. What are you talking about? No, that's your upstream signal for this bit. So if I put another signal on here, maybe that'll keep things flowing. But I'm not going to pretend for a moment like I've got that right, because I haven't. But anyway, that's trotting on, and the cash is going up. Now let's go and get some cattle out to Denver. No, you've fixed that as well. I've done everything that's been asked of me for the time being. Right, in that case, I'm leaving. Thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. We're going to crack on with this series. I'm going to still be sat
Cheyenne will flourish thanks to you. And for each mile of track that we lay, we receive 10 square miles of land.
Look at that.
The politicians have no idea of the value of the assets they're giving away.
Okay.
But that stays between us.
Okay, it does, doesn't it? I don't know what I'm going to do with this land. Build condominiums, maybe. Apparently that's the American dream. Right, let's... what am I doing? I'm leaving. Right, good, thank you. I'll be back with some more of the same pretty soon. Chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch up with you in the very near future. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.